Weird. Super weird. Having trouble with that. That's obviously odd. Yeah, anyways, beautiful morning here. Got my notepad out. Gonna write down my gas list. Got the Moog Moose coffee cup. Got the greatest book. If you haven't read it, you should read it. It's amazing. Very interesting book. Got the Synth Samurai shirt. Got this jacket my brother brought to me when he visited a couple weeks ago now. It was my dad's when he passed, so my brother had it, and he thought it would be cool if I had it. And it's this super warm, I don't know, it's from the 70s, cool, I guess you call it a smoking jacket. You can guess what they were smoking back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm gonna do my gas list here today. And hey, what's up, Junkyard? SP, Big John Stud, what's happening, man? I got my pad out. You inspired me there the other day to get a pad out and start thinking some things. What's up, George G? Yeah, we're just here. I don't know, I just had the stream going a minute ago, cut out, but now it's back. So, like I said, I got the notepad, I got my coffee here, I got the little bit of a refill on the side, and I got this book, You Should Get It, I think. Got my beautiful wife in the window there, waving at me. And I got this beast, which this is gonna come in handy in a minute because, nice. So it seems to be working. What's up, Twin Cities Oxygen? David Poole, what's happening, man? Yeah, just chilling here in the morning now. You might hear the rooster crowing over to the left. And I'm just gonna go through where my mind is because I'm getting ready to make a purchase. And I know what you guys might say, Synth Samurai's always getting ready to make a purchase. No, that's not the case. I'm always gassing and thinking, but how's the mic level? Let me know if the mic's good. I got the little sermonic mic going on here. And yeah, so I'm getting ready to make a purchase because I'm getting ready to flog this on the internet. I think I'm gonna put it up for, I'll probably put it up for 500 bucks hard, you know? And if I can get 500 bucks for it, I'll be pretty happy. A little bit of dust on it. Yeah. Drum kit. Thing is, I got a Korg drum log, so I think I'm pretty happy with a drum kit. If I was going to get a drum, it would be the TR-8S, I think, if I was going to go for an actual like studio drum kit. TR-8S. I might even, but the Korg drum log's $299 now. Short answer, so yeah, let's just start getting the list going. You guys throw some things out here and we'll put on the list because I'm open to anything. Everyone's always like, don't be doing none of this. You need to think about what you really want and what's gonna be good for your studio and blah, 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 blah. No. I just want cool sounds. I don't care what's good for my studio. And we can talk about redundancy and all that too, but I just like cool sounds. And you guys, if you've been following along, you know what we got going on. So should I do a couple categories? Let's just do synths and drums. Synths and drums. I mean, there's really only one drum. It's the TR-8S, right? TR-8S rolling, TR-8S. Although I did hear, Subterranean, I did hear the TR-6, is it 6? The little one is pretty badass for a couple $100 bucks. S24 TRS, yeah. All right, so we got TR-8S on the list. Let's see. So what I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. I'll just run down what I got in the studio and you guys can then kind of understand what's going on. So I've got, this is what's hooked up and plugged in at the moment, which means I'm using it the most, all right? I got the Korg Op6, the Korg Mod Wave, the Korg Wave State, the Korg Drum Log. So I got, and the Korg Mini Log XD. So I got, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 Korg synthesizers. The Korg Mini Log XD is not plugged in at the minute. I got the Hydrasynth Deluxe. I've got the Arturia Mini Freak. I've got the Behringer Mono Poly. I've got the Sonicware Ambient Zero, just acquired. And then I've got the Behringer Wasp, the Behringer Model D, the Behringer Neutron, and I got a small Behringer mixer, which is too small that I need, and I got a Mookie mixer that Echo Craft turned me on to. It was like 35 bucks. It's super sweet. So I got 5 corgis, baby. Everyone thinks I'm a Behringer pro, but I'm actually in fact a corgi. You know, I'm a corgi all day. Throw a little dog emoji in the chat if you're into it. Yeah, I'm a corgi, and hit the like button. You know, that helps the channel. Things help the channel. It's kind of weird how YouTube, if you hit the like button, it helps the channel for some weird reason. Wave state is an absolute beast. And the cool thing about this, one of the samurais the other day, Kevin Stay, we were talking and he sent me an email and he sent me a load of Mellotron patches for the wave state and the mod wave. I just got to load them on myself. So that's super sweet. I'm going to hook those up. I'm also going to throw them in the Discord for you guys, if you're in the Discord, all right? But like I told you, the Discord is not for the weak. It's not for the closed-minded. It's not for the thin-skinned. The Discord is a battle royale of epic legends based off of the Kumite. You come in there, you go back and forth, you can argue. The only thing we want to do is respect each other, but sometimes that don't happen either. Sometimes people get disrespected in the Discord. I got to get these staples out. You still see them? I got to get these staples out on Tuesday. Yeah, you get disrespected in there and all things happen, but the deal it is, man, you don't have to stick around, you can leave, right? So, but that's just the way it is. Everybody in there, I told someone a while ago, we were having a chat with the Discord, and it was like, you know, the people in the Discord are in the Discord. You're grandfathered in. You're in there from the Kumite. Anybody who was in the first Kumite is in there for life now. You're a made man, and I don't think there was any women, not that I know of. Inky the cat lurked around a little bit. God rest her soul, but she wasn't involved in the Kumite. She just popped in and out, and she had GTA 6, man, sweet. All right, so let me get, so what should I do? Should I write down what I got, and then we can do that? Let's just write down what I got. So I got what I got now. I'll put that right in the middle and I'll call it spaceship, because that's the best way to do it. So in the spaceship. Oh, drinking Black Horse, dude? No, I don't mean drinking Black Horse, my brother loves Black Horse, but Black Horse is nasty. Newfoundland beer is so nasty, but there's so many. There's Jockey Club, Dominion Ale, and Black Horse, and Blue Star. It's pretty much all made by Labatt's or Molson. And Dominion Ale, you can get a case of Dominion Ale, 12 beer, and 6 of them will be like 15%, and 6 of them will be like 2%. And what's up, Thomas McKay? Subscribe, man. Yeah, cheers. And yeah, it's a total crapshoot. I don't even know how they make it. I think it's a joke, but all right, try to keep on chat. So let me write down what I got. So my corgis, I got the Korg Op 6, Wave State, Mod Wave, Drum Log, and Mini XD. So that's the corgis. I got Behringer Monopoly, which is the best. I got the Neutron. I got the Model D. I got the Wasp, which is amazing. If you don't got a Wasp, I 149 bucks, go pick up a Wasp, you know. You got to go pick up a Wasp. Behringer LM drum. What's the new Behringer LM drum? The new Behringer LM drum is coming soon with the BMX. All right, got the Wasp. I got Arturia. I'd like to have more Arturia, but I don't. I started with Arturia Micro Brute, which is cool. So I got the Arturia Mini Freak. If Arturia released the Giant Freak right now, the 49 key, full size key, yeah, the Wasp is nuts. I'll do a demo with the Wasp over the weekend. Like I told you, the missus is heading out of town for a whole week, so my loneliness will have to be cured by synthesizers and you guys. All right, so I got the Arturia Mini Freak. I got, shout out to Uncle Jerry. Uncle Jerry just picked up 2 brand new synthesizers too. He got all gassed out, baby, because this is what we do. All right, I got to keep this going because I got ADHD here. All right, so Arturia Mini Freak. What else do I got? Oh yeah, I got the Hydrosynth Deluxe. Hydrosynth. Listen, if you don't got a Hydrosynth, you are missing out on probably one of the greatest synthesizers ever invented of all time, I think. This is my opinion. I think the ASM Hydrasynth, as far as deals go, pick up, if you can pick up a desktop, if you got a polyphonic keyboard, grab a desktop, 550 bucks. Blow your friggin' mind, 8 voices, polyphonic aftertouch. It's digital, but it can sound analog. Someone told me the whole thing was made by AI, but I don't know if that's true. Someone said that the other day. But anyways, pick up a Hydrasynth. Yeah, Uncle Jerry bought 2 synthesizers, baby. All right, I got the Hydrasynth Deluxe. I got the Ambient Zero. Ambient Zero. What else do I got in there? I got this baby right here. What do you guys think? Should I get rid of this or should I really? I was waiting for the MPC3 upgrade, but it's just not coming, and I'm not waiting around. I don't have time to wait around. All right, I don't got time to be waiting around for them to get this upgrade going, you know what I'm saying? So, what do you think? Should I get rid of this or should I keep it? Everyone who says keep it, yeah, lose the MPC, I think so too. Dump that thing. All right, dumping it. That's all I need to hear. I'm dumping it. 500 bucks. I need the 500 bucks. We'll do up my budget here in a minute. All right, so Hydrasynth, because I don't put anything, this might be stupid, but I don't put anything on credit card. Like, I don't do the payment plan thing. I only buy what I can afford. That's got me where I am in life at the minute. You know, debt-free, zero debt. But with zero debt and using the zero debt mindset, I can only get things I can afford. I have to save up. I got to exercise that demon. Yeah, I know. I have to save up and I have to get it. And I got things budgeted. And, you know, my wife's a wonderful accountant. She budgets everything down to the absolute peanut. And so there's not a lot of wiggle room. So I got to, like, manipulate things and get it going, you know. So that's how it is. So sell. All right, let's do a vote. We got 28 people in here. Should I sell this MPC? I'm going to do a quick vote right now. All you got to do is just put a 1 for sell, 0 for keep, 1 for keep, 0 for sell. Make it easy. And then, because if you guys want me to keep this and make some video, I mean, should I make some videos with it first? I just hate it. I just hate it so much. I friggin' hate it. So, because I hate it, keep it. Old Man Jones, keep it. 1, keep it. Kevin Stay, what's up, baby? We just said, Kevin Stay, thank you for sending me those Mellotron patches for the wave state and the mod wave. I was just saying how awesome it is because MC, all right, keep it, learn it. Ooh, looks like 50-50. I do what you guys want. You know, I'm doing this channel. This is a relationship. Sell that red demon, but Justin Carey loves it. All right, so this is what I got. Let me think if I got anything. And I got my Behringer mixer, which is not good enough anymore. Behringer mixer, which is 1002 is what it is. No need to ask us. Now I gotta ask you guys because we're in this together. It's a journey together. I like it, you know? It's like, I like it. I like doing it together. Sell only, keep what you use all the time. I don't even use this thing at all. All I've used this for is making shorts. So, all right, so that's the spaceship right now. The spaceship is set. So, my budget at the moment, what do I got? All right, so I got, all right, here's the budget. Let's go do the budget down here. Budget. I got, I think it's, let's just say I got $650 Sweetwater gift card. I probably got, I think I got, after all I had to spend on stuff and different kinds of things, life is too short to learn the red, I know, I can't learn this red demon in my lifetime. It's like the Electron Digitax and the friggin', what is it, the Digitac, the Syntac, and the Digitone. I can't learn those things, man. A lot of people, like, I know the Junkyard Dog got a philosophy, and his philosophy is, I think this is the mantra, throw it in the chat. His mantra is, the more time you spend with a synthesizer, the better the synthesizer becomes. I think that's his mantra. The more time you spend with a synthesizer, the better the synthesizer becomes. I understand that. I'm doing a different style of philosophy. My philosophy of synthesizer is solely based on martial arts. You have the Bruce Lee philosophy of who would you rather fight? A man who knows 10,000 kicks or a man who's done one kick 10,000 times? That's an interesting philosophy. And that philosophy was good up until mixed martial arts came on the scene and we figured out that, guess what? If you're a 10th degree black belt in Taekwondo and you're going in against a wrestler who can box, you're gonna get your ass whooped big time, okay? If you're going in against a high school wrestler who can box, did say 3 months of boxing, and he's a high school wrestler, and you go in against a Taekwondo 10th degree black belt, Taekwondo guy's gonna get his ass whooped, right? So my philosophy is a little bit different than Junkyard Dog's. Oh, that's what it was. The more time you spend with a synthesizer, the more powerful it becomes, something like that. So my philosophy is a little different because I'm setting up a spaceship style. I'm not setting up learning the synthesizer in and out only one. I'm setting up trying to, put it this way, if I got one Lego block here, it's a Lego block. I can look at it, I can count how many knobs are on the top, I can flip it over, I can figure out what kind of plastic it's made of, I can move it around, I can turn it on its side, turn it which way, I can smell it, I can do all that with a Lego block. What I'm trying to do is dump a whole box of Legos on the table, and I'm trying to create an absolute majestic castle with all the blocks and put them together. So what I'm trying to do with my setup is I'm trying to not learn every synthesizer in and out 100%. I'm trying to do a mixed martial arts style where a mixed martial synthesist is what I called it. MMS, okay? Mixed martial synthesis. I'm trying to take as many synthesizers that have as many sounds as possible, and I'm trying to amalgamate them and synergize them into one giant synthesizer. So I know them all together as one unit in this majestic spaceship where I can bring in so many different sounds all at the same time and create a story and create a picture and create a painting. That's what I'm trying to do, okay? I'm not trying to get a synthesizer and learn it down to what friggin' circuits are inside of it so I can then become the greatest sound designer of all time. That's not what I'm trying to do. And people do that and it's amazing, but that's not the lane I'm going. The lane I'm going in is I'm trying to acquire, not overly acquire, but I'm trying to acquire things that inspire my mind and creativity and add them into this spaceship like a Lego block that once it's finished, I will have created this palette of sound that I can pull together all at once and I can create a story. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not a musician, I'm a storyteller, I'm a sound painter, I think is what I am. That's what Uncle Jerry said. I'm a sound painter. That's what I do. I take sound and I splash it on a canvas with all these different colors and I try to create a picture. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to go in and be a patch designer. I'm not trying to go in and learn all the electronics in a synthesizer. It interests me and I read about it, but that's not what I'm trying to do. All right? We understand? That's kind of, so that gives you basically a base philosophy. When people are like, oh, you don't need a synthesizer, man, you got too many. I'm like, it's not about getting too many. It's about when I hear something and I'm like, ooh, it's like, say this. Say if a painter looks at this color combination that has just come out in a tube that some genius like integrated, and it's this turquoise, and it's a turquoise that he can't have easily without having to mix something. Okay, so I could create a sound with this one synthesizer that might match this other one that I want to buy. Like when people were like, don't get the ambient zero, don't get the ambient zero. I was like, I don't think you understand why I want the ambient zero. I want the ambient zero so I could immediately pull up drones and this epic stereo soundscape like that. That's why I want the ambient zero. Of course I could make a drone on the Hydrasynth. Of course I could make a drone on the Wave State. Of course I could make a drone on anything. But what I'm saying is, I'm looking for variety and immediacy and synergy, okay? VIS, I'm looking for that vis, all right? I'm looking for that vis. Variety, immediacy, and synergy. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Vintage synth drip, baby. This is some synth drip here, dude. This is like, you know, I'm changing my website name for the merch to Synth Drip. I like it. And my clothing line is going to be called Seichel. That's from the Machines One told me to use that. Synth Seichel. So the clothing line is going to be Seichel. All right? And I'm getting rid of the whole, like, I guess with the t-shirt merch thing is what I'm doing is I want to make t-shirts just that are, you know, synthesizer-esque based, but don't actually, like, does anybody really want to walk around wearing a t-shirt with Synth Samurai on it? I don't think so. But would they walk around with a t-shirt that says Seichel? Yeah, I think so. And I would too, you know? Do I want to walk around with I'm not do I want to wear a hockey jersey with my name across the back? I always find it crazy when those dudes tattoo their names on their back like a hockey jersey. Invest in some patch sets for your current great synths. Yeah, Kevin Stay, you're right, man. I'm going to do that. I'm going to invest in some patch. I'm doing a whole rework. Echo Craft told me he's redoing his whole studio. I'm reworking everything too. I got some time this week. Maybe I'll just set up the camera in the room and we can do it together just for fun. All right, so here's the synths on my gas list in no particular order. And you guys let me know what you think. And these are pieces that could be added to the spaceship. If you followed the channel at all, you will probably have noticed that, what's up, No Lake? You probably have noticed that my jams are kind of done on the spot. So keep that in mind when I'm talking about adding a thruster to the spaceship or a new control panel, AKA a mixer, you know? So this is what we're thinking about here. And now that you got the philosophy on what I'm doing and what I'm trying to build, call it the Lego block synthesizer philosophy, the LBSP, the LBSK, okay? I'm doing the LBSK, the Lego block synthesizer philosophy, the LBPST, okay? Acronyms, the LBPST. I should write them down because I won't remember them. But that's what I'm doing. Seichel, baby, Synth Seichel. Synth Seichel. So Synth Seichel someone's asking where Seichel came from. Synth Seichel came from a Night Rider drive home I did the other night after this class. And we were talking to everyone in the chat, driving, and we were listening to a Radiohead song on the radio called Creep. And then it was like, we ain't no creeps, man. We're special. We're synth special. And then as I said it, I kind of was slurring like one of those tongue twisters. And then I was like, no, we're not synth special. We're synth seichel. We're synth seichel because it rolls off the tongue. So then seichel means that you are very special. Synth seichel, all right? Goober humor, yeah, that's right. So that's where seichel comes from, synth seichel. You're synth seichel, baby. So like if you walk into a studio or your buddy's house or on a YouTube video, maybe you guys can even start doing this. Maybe I'll start doing it. If I watch a dude's video where he's having a jam or he does something cool, I'm just gonna write, baby, that's seichel. And you know what that means? That means it's synth special. It means it's above the, it's the cream that rose to the top, you know what I mean? Synth seichel. All right, so here we go. This is the gas list, no particular order. I got Jupiter X. We'll talk about them in a minute. Jupiter X is on the gas list. Big Beast. Moog Muse. Polybrute 6 or 12. These are out of reach, okay, but they're still on the gas list. They're still pieces that I feel could make the spaceship blast into new dimensions. All right, so we got the Polybrute 12, the Moog Muse, Jupiter X, we got the TE-05, we've got the Solar 42F, we've got the Behringer mixer, what is it, 2442, I think it is, 2442 or something like that. Then we got the Tascam mixer. And don't forget, I'm Dallas. Tascam mixer 24. And then there's also the Soundcraft MTK mixer. Soundcraft MTK multi-track mixer. And that's got 22 channels, I think. All right? Solar 42 is dope. What else do I got on the list? Echo Craft's been talking about the Juno X. I was listening to a bunch of Juno X. My second episode, I sent him last night. I was like, dude, the second episode I ever did for that synth show was on the Juno X versus the Polybrute. So I went back and watched it last night, and I was like, yep, Juno X is amazing, and the Polybrute 6 is amazing. I don't have the Take 5 on there, but I think I'll put the Take 5 on there. Take 5. I got the Behringer UBXA on there, UBXA. The only thing I don't like about the UBXA is it doesn't have effects in it, and I like built-in effects. For what I just told you is I'm DAWless, and I like to have effects on the synthesizers because it makes sense for the spaceship, you know. What else we got? TE-05. So there's a couple. Oh yeah, the Mellotron. Or the Memotron. I looked at the other day. The Memotron is cheaper, and apparently. So I was reading about the Mellotron, and there's these two companies, the Swedish companies that bought the Mellotron name, and they've got the digital Mellotron editions, the the M2400 or something, D, the Mini, and the Micro. Oh yeah, Polybrute 6. Yeah, I got that on there. Polybrute 6. And there's some synthesizers that are, I mean, I got more on here. This is the primary gas list. All right, that's the primary list. We'll break this up into primary, reasonable, doable. And then I got a dream list. And then I got maybes, because there's stuff in module, like I like the Taiga, sorry. I say tiger, man. I know taiga is a forest in wherever, Asia or somewhere, or Siberia, wherever taiga forest is. But I say tiger. It's just what I say. And I think tiger is an awesome name for a synthesizer too. Now I'm not getting the Pro 3. The Pro 3 doesn't interest me at all. Sorry to say it, Junkyard Dog, it just doesn't interest me. When I listen to it, there's something about that sound I don't really care too much for. And I don't really, I'm not a huge fan. Oh yeah, the Matrix Brute Noir. I like that one. Matrix Brute Noir. And the reason I like the Matrix Brute Noir is just for looks. I just like how it looks. And I probably would put it in my living room as like an art piece that I could just walk over and sit down and play. So that's what I would do. I'd probably like set the Matrix Brute up here, the Mellotron or Memotron over here, and then I'd have a little ambient setup on the side as like space capsules outside of the main spaceship maybe. Should get the Take 5, stick to the TE-05. Yeah, TE-05, I'm Yuki the Dragon, who I'm not a huge fan of, did a good TE-05 video the other day. I don't know if you guys know his channel, Yuki the Dragon. I just don't like how he went, Yuki the Dragon goes and has a total conniption fit about Behringer, and then he deletes all his, I don't know, man. So he deletes all his Behringer videos because he said the UBXA key didn't work good, there was a key problem on the keyboard, and some other nonsense he was whinging about. So he went on a huge whinge fest about Behringer, blah, 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 and he had a conniption fit and deleted all his Behringer videos and deleted everything to do with Behringer and did a Behringer, like, struggle session. And then, and all the reasons he got rid of Behringer, then he goes and gets an Oberheim OB6 or whatever it was or something like that. And he says the same reasons it doesn't work. The knobs were loose, all this crap. I think he bought 8 or 9 or 10 of them, sent them back, got them again, sent them back, got them again. Kept making videos of it though. And then, but then he doesn't boycott Oberheim, but he boycotts Behringer. So when people do that kind of crap, I'm just like, dude, you're annoying. You know what I mean? Cool channel, does great demos, all that stuff, but just my personal opinion, I find him annoying, and I find that crap annoying. Just like people find me annoying. People call me the King of Cringe or the Gas Lord. I don't mind those titles. I am the King of Cringe. I am the Gas Lord. All right? I'm the King of Gas. They call me P-Gas, Phantom Gas, because I just gas and don't buy. All right? Forget the UBXA. I know, I'm kind of thinking UBXA maybe out. TE-05 would replace that. All right, let's go to the budget. So that's what I got on the gas list. Compact, polyphonic, yeah. 64 months, 0 interest. I don't do payment plans, brother. I told you that. Country Fair got the TE-05. I know Riffs That Rule got the TE-05. I know a few other people got the TE-05. Sorry, but oh yeah, SV. Sorry. Kevin Stay. Yes, this is on my list too. You guys go check it out. Go check out Tim Shoebridge's video on the Waldorf. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot this. Waldorf's STVC string machine with a freeze function for the vocoder. It's pretty damn epic. And I got to put the Waldorf Quantum Mark 1 on here too, because Noir told me to look into the Quantum. I looked into the Quantum, and I had what Diamond calls an eargasm. She termed the term, I guess, an eargasm, and I want the Quantum, man. Juno X, Echo, yeah, we're just talking about the Juno. The Juno X isn't on my list yet because I don't have the Juno nostalgia at the moment, but I'm going to look into the STVC some more. So yeah, so that's the list. So my budget is, I got a 650 Sweetwater card. I think I got 800 bucks in my Synth account. My wife will sort that out and let me know, because I had to I made a bunch of stupid purchases. I mean, I bought my knife set out of my Synth account because I gassed out on knives one day. So that cost me 100 bucks. Nah, no profits. I'm not into the profit, man. I don't like profits. I'm not into I like the Rev 2 module, maybe. The Rev 2 module is something I might pick up. It's just too expensive, and it's ugly, so. I mean, the Rev 2 to me is one of the ugliest synthesizers out there. And you want to know why it's ugly? It's ugly because it has an uninspiring aesthetic. It looks like a goth girl I used to see in high school that was pale, black hair, black nail polish, black lipstick, black shoes, black pants, black shirt, black trench coat. No, baby, this ain't a robe. This ain't a robe, Echo. This is a vintage 1970s smoker's jacket that my dad had, and my brother, when he visited, he cleaned out. He had it at the house, and he thought it was something cool that I would like when he cleaned out Dad's place, so he brought it, and he, you know, very humbly and gifted it to me, which is like amazing, and I'm so thankful for it. So, yeah, it's not a robe, baby. It's that Synth seichel smoker's jacket, you know, dude? Look at the sleeves, bro. Look at the, this thing is nuts, man. This is from like the 70s, and there's not a friggin' stitch missing. There's nothing. It's epic. Yeah, it's cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, oh, dude, it's comfortable, man. I put it on this morning. My wife walked down from upstairs. I was in the kitchen, or maybe it was reversed. She was in the kitchen. I walked down from upstairs with this on. She walked over. I was in the kitchen then. She walked around the corner. She looked at me, and a tear filled both of her eyes, and she put on the smile she makes right before she's about to cry when she's holding everything in. And I could tell she just got overcome with emotion because she kind of knows how much something like this means to myself and my brother and my father, and it was given to my father by my mother. So it's a very, 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 very powerful, energetic piece of garment that is 100% seichel approved. All right? Yeah, it's classy. It's big time classy. All right, yeah. So I got to swap out this here. This is 500 bucks, so I got to put that on the menu. So that's another 500. I'll get 500 for this. 500 for the MPC, which got included. This got 8 expansion packs on it that my buddy Hakan from Germany sent me. So I'll include that as well. So someone gets that too. So yeah, I'll get rid of the Red Demon. I will, that's 500. And then, and see, I also put into my Synth account, I have a separate bank account. I don't know if it's a high yield savings bank account or something. Anyways, it's a bank account that's set up where every week, Katana. Anyway, every week I think I put 100 bucks a month into the Synth account, right? So it's always like having 100 bucks in there. So I take 25 bucks a week from my paycheck and divert it directly to my Synth bank account. Synth seichel power jacket, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is powerful too. All right? These shades are nighttime blue blockers for when you want to relax your eyes when you're looking at screens. They got the orange, but I got a clear pair too. These are sweet. Got them for a deal. Katana. How much cheese goes into the synth account per week? 30 bucks. 32 bucks? Oh yeah, so 60 bucks every 2 weeks goes into the Synth Seichel bank account. All right, so that's on the side. So that's constantly being replenished, and that allows me to go pick up some MIDI cables that seem to disappear like crazy. Allows me to pick up you know, some quarter jack, 1/8, 1 friggin' millimeter, whatever they're called, for the ambient zero that I needed to buy. Yeah, so go ahead and get that TE-05 Don Wrangler. Yeah, I think I will, my brother. Yeah, so 60 bucks every 2 weeks. So that goes in, so that's constantly replenishing like a beautiful artesian well. You know, you use some water, and because you've put that well down in that deep aquifer, it's replenishing every time, you know, so you got that you got what they call a cone of depression, you know, where you don't want to be taking out much more than you're putting in. So, you know, I got to keep an eye on that. So let's just calculate it up. And you know my math blows. So we got 800 and 500 is 1,300. And then we got 650. So that's 1950. All right. I think it might be 1950. 1950 is what I got in the, I don't got Instagram. I have no social media. The only place you can ever find me is on YouTube at Synth Samurai YouTube channel. I haven't had social media for, I think I had Facebook right at a university for a few years and then got rid of that because I knew it was run by the CIA. So I got rid of that immediately. I've never had Instagram, never had Twitter, never had any of the other things. And I only started YouTube 2 years ago. And now TE-05 is beautiful, dude. So if you want to get a hold of me, you get a hold of me in the comments, but I always put my synthsamuraiproductions email in the description. You can send me an email. I chat to like a bunch of people in email all the time. So yeah, whatever. TE-05 is a beautiful synthesizer. I don't think it's super high as build quality. It's got some plastic in it like the Take 5, but guess what, man? It's 1,400 bucks. You know, probably going to be in a year, 1,200, you'll be able to get it. Yeah, we got to cast this baby out. In the name of Jesus, please, Lord, in the name of Synth Jesus, please cast out this synth demon out of my life. And please give me more than $500. All right? So, the Juno is $16.49 on Sweetwater right now, brand new. That's a crazy deal. I could buy that right now. So, I got 1950. What should I do? Let's go through the list and put the prices. Jupiter X, used. I can't buy it new. What's the Jupiter X? Someone throw it in the chat. I think off the top of my head, it's 2,200 used. Okay? The Moog Muse, 3,500. Polybrute 6 is, I've saw that for 16. And then the Polybrute 12 is 4. TE-05 is 15. Solar 42F is 2,000. Behringer mixer, that's 350. Tascam mixer, I think it's 600 bucks used or something. Soundcraft mixer, around the same thing, 600 bucks used. Take 5, how much is Take 5? 1,700? Take 5 is 1,700 bucks. UBXA, 700 bucks desktop. Mellotron, different versions of the Mellotron we got from 1,000 to 1,600 to 2,600, and you get the full Memotron. You guys looked into the Memotron? The Memotron is 1,600 for the actual full-size beauty, but it's got a shitty friggin' user interface. All right, Take 5, 14. Take 5, okay, Take 5 is 14. Mellotron, I'm gonna say if I was gonna get the Mellotron, I'd get the Mini, so that's 1,600. And then the Memotron for the Memotron's Mini 1,600 too? It don't make sense. Anyway, Matrix Brute Noir, I think I can pick that up for 900 bucks. Waldorf SVCT, 1,000 bucks to 700. And then the Quantum Mark 1 is 2,200. Can probably get it. Noir told me for 18. All right, so that's what we're working with. Take 5 is more versatile than the TE-05. So this is what we got. All right. This is what we're working with. You guys see that? This is what we're working with. This is the options at the moment. So have a good look at what I got in the spaceship. All right, everyone keeps telling me to get G-Force 1. I think we got to go over this one more time. I don't use VSTs. I don't use plugins, okay? Like I told you, I'm not a plug-in pony boy. I'm not a VST virgin. I'm a hardware hardcore, okay? Double H. H squared is what I am. I'm a hardware hardcore, H squared, baby. I ain't no PBB and I ain't no VSTV, okay? UBXA-d is great. What do we got? G-Force. I told you, actually, so I got the Mellotron samples from Kevin that I'm going to load up on the, I think I'm going to put it on the Mob Wave and the Wave State. What covers all the Roland sounds? What do you record on? I record into the mixer, you're going to find this crazy. I record into OBS on the computer, the video, and then I rip the audio from the video. So every song I make, every jam I do is always recorded via video. And then I go in and put the video into iMovie. I rip the audio out. Then I put the audio into GarageBand and save it as a MP3 or a WAV file. That's insane workflow, but that's what I do. That's how I started, because I didn't know anything, didn't know how to do anything, and now I'm kind of stuck in that workflow. And Echo keeps telling me to get Logic, and so I might get Logic and start doing that. But my setup just, I got to rework everything. All right, so now that you know that, what are some synths that I should check out? I'll put this in the Samurai, what do we call it? The Samurai Vision Board. In the Samurai Vision, or we'll call it, what was that thing called? The Chromo, what was it called? Chrono, can't remember now. Anyways, it was basically there's a piece of equipment apparently that has been built that all the powerful people around the world on both sides of the light and the dark use. A chrono, what's it called? Chronovision? No. It'll come back in a minute. Project Looking Glass, okay? Look into that. If you want to go to bitshoot.com or yandex.com and type in Project Looking Glass, Camelot, Project Camelot, Project Looking Glass, and there's an interview. There's a 30-minute clip, and then there's like a 2-hour clip. And in this clip, this dude who was, I don't know if he was a contractor with the military or he was in the military, but he sits down and he gives an interview, and he said that it's kind of like old school AI. So they put in all these inputs, and what happens with this Chronovision, it's called, or anyways, the looking glass is what they call it. When they put all the inputs in, it gives you the outcomes, right, based on the inputs. If we do this, what will happen? It's basically like what they're calling AI now, but it's way far beyond anything that we can imagine. So it tells the future. So they put all this input into this machine, both sides, the good guys and the bad guys, let's call them, right? The reptiles and the angels. So they put all of the information in both sides, and then at a certain date and time, no matter what input they put in the machine, because they were able to put an input in and then alter the future, right? So they could input an event, input a scenario, input a psyop, input an information operation, and they could alter this point in the future on the timeline. When these two sides put the information in, they both got to the point where at this certain stage in the timeline, no matter what data they would enter, the outcome stayed the same. And it absolutely terrified both sides. But it terrified the reptiles more than it terrified the angels, okay? So, if you look at what's going on today, and then you go watch that video, you kind of see what's happening, in my opinion. And it's an absolute, in my opinion, just in layman terms, what it is, it's a lifting of the veil. It's It's a removal of the black magic power through linguistics and spelling and language is all being, the black magic is being removed, almost like when you see a magician do a magic trick for the second or third or 20th time, and finally you're like, oh, I see what you're doing there. And then it just doesn't have the same vibe anymore. But when he did it the first time, yeah, Project Camelot Looking Glass Bit Shoot. Type it in, you'll find it. It's like a guy in a suit sitting down. There's a 30-minute clip, and then there's like a 2-hour clip. Then you stop getting, you start, it's, I mean, what do you want to call it? You want to call it an awakening? You want to call it a great awakening? You want to call it a lifting of the veil? You want to call it a snap of the finger where humanity wakes up from the hypnosis they've been placed under by the hypnotist, and the hypnotist is there, it's been there, and it's been hypnotizing or brainwashing or influencing humanity for years, and it's actually put us about 1,000 years behind in our conscious evolution, our spiritual evolution, our human evolution. We're about 1,000 years behind, right? So they basically locked us in, what do you want to call it? Like an information dome where there's information outside of this dome that we haven't been able to have access to. There's technology outside of this information field that they've kind of like, what do you want to call it? Like a cage? It's called a cage. So there's information outside of this invisible cage that we haven't had access to, and when it comes to medicine, health, technology, energy, dimension, space, time, religion, spirituality, there's a whole load of information that has been blocked from us, and it's been due to humanity being under a hypnosis due to information manipulation for, you know, thousands of years. But that's crumbling now. So the point being is, when the Operation Project Looking Glass, when they looked into this stuff and they input the data, there was a point in time, and that point in time is when the hypnosis breaks. And that's when humanity suddenly says, wait a second here. I think people like Cliff High call it hyper novelty. It's the moment where people kind of don't know where to look anymore because all of the pillars of authority have now been discredited to the point where you feel a little lost, like you're floating in the woo, you know? You're like, what's real, what's not real, what's true, what's fake? I don't know up from down anymore. Can someone please tell me what's going on? So that's kind of where we're getting into the hyper novelty, is what I think. Anyway, back to synthesizers. All right, so, where's my pen? All right, so suggest some things to add to the gas list, because also what I do as a pressure release valve is yeah, I bet you everyone in this stream right now is on a similar frequency, and we've probably all congregated to this little digital area with a similar, what do you call it, open mind? Okay, so there's two types of conversation you can have with people, and you guys probably have had this so many times in your life. You can talk to somebody and communicate and share ideas, even though they might be vastly different, and you can laugh and be like, if someone tells you something that kind of goes against your cognitive dissonance, there's two ways people react. One person is, oh, come on, man, shut up, that's crazy. And then the conversation just ends. You're like, why is that crazy? Or someone can be like, man, that's interesting, tell me more. That's the two types of, that's basically how you can tell where people are at in their journey, I guess, you know. Because I'm at the point now where I understand that I don't know anything about anything, right? And it's very humbling once you realize, oh my God, I don't know anything about anything. I actually know nothing about anything. And everything I ever learned and was told, I don't even know if that's real anymore. That's where I'm at mentally. but I'm open to any idea across the board, and I love sitting down talking with anybody and conversing and listening to new ideas, no matter how wild and crazy they are. It's like going to the gym with somebody. I want people who stretch my mind, and I want people who take that muscle and tear it down and then build it back up. All right? That's kind of what I'm into. So it's like mental workout. It's like neuroplasticity, building your neuroplasticity through shattering your cognitive dissonance and breaking down things that you never. It's like when you were a kid and suddenly your parents told you there was no Santa Claus, or you know, you went to school that day and one kid was like, it's like, listen, Samurai, I don't know what you're thinking, but your mom and dad are the ones who put those gifts under the tree, player. And I'm like, no way. A big fat man with a white beard squeezes down the chimney after he flew in a sled in the sky with a load of reindeer, and he puts them under the tree and he eats the cookies. Mom and dad told me. And I'm like, and he's like, listen, dude, I hate to burst your bubble, but Santa's a big damn joke. And you know who invented Santa? Coca-Cola. And you're like, what? And you're like, yeah, Santa was actually Saint Nick, but then Coca-Cola said, hey, let's piggyback this and put a red and white big huge robe on the man, and you know, then when everyone thinks of Santa, they will think of Coca-Cola because we got the same color cans. So that's what it's like. So this crazy weird journey we're on is like adults finding out Santa Claus isn't real. It's really messed up. It's hard. You don't want to believe it, and it messes you up for a little bit. But once you realize Santa ain't real, then you're like, huh, okay, that's interesting. Then you're like, what, Mom, why'd you tell me Santa was real? And then she explains it. And then you're like, that's some bullshit, Mom. That's some bullshit. I would have been happy if you guys just told me you gave me tons of gifts. Why'd you have to tell me some big old fat man with a white beard creeping in the house all the time, eating your cookies, was doing this stuff? Me and my brother set so many booby traps in the house that my mother and father were forced to tell me and my brother that Santa wasn't real. Because we set so many booby traps that the house was getting so damn dangerous that someone was going to end up dying. We had stuff set up where we were trying to trip Santa up and make him fall down the stairs. We had stuff hammer where hammers were swinging from the doors that would smack him in the face. We were setting up the most elaborate traps to catch this man, because we didn't want him creeping in our house anymore. We just had that, childhood paranoia, you know? You know? Anyway, okay. So, I got 1950. That rules out the Jupiter X for the moment. That rules out the Moog Muse. Polybrute 6 is in. TE-05 is in. Solar 42 is in. Behringer mixer I'm getting. But I got to decide if I want to get the Behringer mixer, because the Tascam Model 24 and the Soundcraft MK22, they both have multi-track recording. So in the multi-track recording, I can have all my synthesizers going into the Tascam or the Soundcraft, and then they'll all come up as separate stems in a DAW. All right? With the Behringer mixer, I can't do that. The Behringer mixer just records all the synthesizers in one track. All right? That's what I'm wrestling with both of those. Because it's like, oh man, the Tascam is crap. All right, what about the Soundcraft? Maybe I'll just get the Behringer mixer. Listen, man, I don't know. Am I really going to be multi-tracking all these synthesizers and going and mixing, mastering them and adding friggin'... I'll just pay, if I ever get enough money where this would actually even become a thing, I'll just pay someone to master it or mix it or whatever, right? Yeah. This is $500 cash right here, okay? This is what this is. $500, all right? I'm also not a financial advisor, but I would advise every one of you to go get a crypto.com account and to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin every month till the day you retire. That's my opinion, and that's what I do. Mixer disregard, outboard master says. Get a good synths and a shitty mixer. Okay. Yeah, all right. I'll get the Behringer mixer then, because it's cheap. 25. I need more than 12 stereo inputs. Is what I need. I need 12 stereo inputs. So I need at least 24 monos, and I need an effects. Oh, I forgot to even add this. So pedal-wise, I've got the hologram microcosm, the hologram chroma console. I got the Digitech Polera reverb, Digitech Obscura delay, multiple delays, and I got the Digitech Nautila chorus flanger. And I'm going to be getting more pedals as time goes by, which I put an offer in on 2 pedals. I gassed out the other night, and Hayes Anderson told me about the Electro Harmonics Mel 9, which is the Mellotron effects pedal that you can run a guitar through, and it gives you 9 of the most famous Mellotron sounds. And I put 2 offers in, they both got rejected. So I wasn't going to pay over the 10. I think I put an offer in for 150 bucks plus, I told them I think I would do 20 bucks shipping, so 170 bucks. So they denied both those. And I don't know, a bunch of people must be buying Mellotron pedals because they both denied and said someone else bought them. So, and then I read something that said that the Mellotron pedal by Electro Harmonics wasn't that good on the synthesizer, but I don't know, because I was like 170 bucks. I can have a hardware Mellotron emulator, and then I could hook it up to the Mini Freak, and then I could run the Mini Freak through the Electro EHX Mellotron pedal, and then get those Mellotron sounds that I was looking for, and then also run that in through the chroma console and add some vibrato and some cassette tape degradation, and that would be sweet. So I might still buy that pedal, actually. How about this, Junkyard? The more time you spend, this is my mantra. The more time you spend in your spaceship, the further into space you go. All right? The more time you spend in your spaceship, AKA your studio, the further into space. No, the more time you spend in your spaceship, the deeper into space you go. That's my mantra. All right, because I'm not just spending all my time on one synthesizer, bro. Life's too short. I'm like Echo Craft, you know, Synth Hefner. I want to be surrounded by synth ladies, you know. I want the synth boy mansion like Echo Craft got. You ever see Echo Craft studio? Echo, do a episode where you do a studio tour of the Synth Boy Mansion, Synth Hefner style, in that robe, and give us a tour of what it's like to be in Echo Craft's Synth Boy Mansion. It's absolutely amazing. Junkyard Dog used to have a Synth Boy Mansion, but I understand where he's coming from. UBA Desktop's a good one. Oh, so much gas. But anyways, okay, I got 1950. What should I do? What should I do? Jupiter X out, Muse out, Polybrute 6 I can get today, TE05 I can get today, Behringer Mixer I can get today, Take 5 I can get today, UBXA-d I can get today, Mellotron, Mini, or Mimotron I can get today, Matrix Brute Noir I can get today, Waldorf STVC I can get today, Waldorf Quantum Mark 1 I can get today. I got some big decisions. Or do I keep saving for the Moog Muse? Do I keep saving for a Jupiter X? Do I keep saving for a Polybrute 12? That's the question. Yeah, I might. This is stupid and kind of weird, but like I said, the missus is going away tonight. I'm thinking about tomorrow. Maybe, this is stupid, but I'm going to do it for fun anyways, but like Eternian just said, I'll do a telethon where I'll see if I can raise enough money for a Moog Muse. I wouldn't do that. That's totally freaking crazy. I'm not a busker. Do you know what I mean? I like to have a product that you guys like and enjoy, like a cool t-shirt I made that you buy. And if you buy a t-shirt, although very little comes from the sale of the t-shirt, it does go into the synth bank. And I actually got to figure out what's in there also. 12-hour, man. I'll do a 12-hour jam, guest, synth news, synth chat for 12 hours straight. That's what I'm thinking about doing. So I could do it, man, if I did that 7 a.m. tomorrow to 7 p.m., that would be totally crazy. I think I would come out with the most insane story jam of all time. It would be so crazy. Can you imagine a 12-hour narrative jam where I kind of like mix and match? Hey, can I get a, can I?
More lead up than that.
One day? I know. Katana's is telling me I need to build up a 12-hour synthethon. But screw that. I just gotta go. I don't have time to do a 12.
Join in. You gotta give people time.
Yeah, I know, but the only people that come are the people that come. You know, if you build it, they will come. Like it's like when Kevin Costner was there and all those dudes walked at the cornfield. You know, he didn't invite them. They just came. Right?
Well, he invited them by building it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. I'm building the Synthathon probably tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I'll get up early. I'll make a gallon of coffee. I'll have a 6-pack of Fiddlehead.
Yes, sir.
Can you get me an update on the Synth Bank funds?
Busy.
Ugh. Problem is, she runs the Synth Bank funds, and every time I ask for an update, she's busy because she's always busy.
You can download the app.
I don't want the friggin' app. All right. What I need to get my own date to visit the bank and see if I can. What I was thinking about doing, this is what I'm going to experiment with, and I'm going to experiment with this for maybe I'll start in September. Your opinion is Mortal Kombat style like Katana? Yeah, Katana. I made her a. You believe this? I freaking made her own custom T-shirt. She didn't even buy it. Crazy. But she did buy the Bigfoot Stole My Synth T-shirt, which looks cool on her. I think it's the cool. And Uncle Jerry bought the Bigfoot Stole My Synth T-shirt. It's so awesome. It's got Bigfoot on the front. It's got Bigfoot carrying your synthesizer, and on the back, it's got a big white Bigfoot giving you the peace sign because he stole your synth. So that's cool. Yeah, so I'm going to do the Synthathon, and then maybe I'll also do it where I can like just patch Zoom in, send a Zoom link, someone can pop on, we'll have a chat for a while, play some tracks for like I can do an hour jam, live jam, improv narrative, easy peasy, no problem. Yeah, the Voltage Lab 2 is pretty awesome. So I can do a 1-hour jam. So in 12 hours, if I did 6 jams, that's 6 hours of narrative jam, intermissioned with synth news, and because KnobCon's going on. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. We'll see. I'll do it tomorrow maybe. SDC 900 Canadian Max. Yeah, I might be able to work someone down because I like that STV. I like Waldorf stuff, man. I was going to buy the Blofeld a long time ago, and I didn't buy the Blofeld because I didn't get the Blofeld because everyone was like, the pots are brutal on it, the knobs break and all that stuff. So, you want me to read a piece from this book? This book's insane. Let me see. It's all stories. All right. Expect the best and get it. Why does my boy fail in every job he gets? Asked a puzzled father about his 30-year-old son. It was indeed difficult to understand the failure of this young man, for seemingly he had everything. Of good family, his educational and business opportunities were beyond the average. Nevertheless, he had a tragic flare of failure. Everything he touched went wrong. He tried hard enough, yet somehow he missed success. Presently he found an answer, a curious, simple, but potent answer. After practicing his newfound secret for a while, he lost the flair for failure and acquired the touch of success. His personality began to focus, his powers to fuse. Not long ago at a luncheon, I could not help admiring this dynamic man at the height of his power. You amaze me, I commented. A few years ago, you were failing at everything. Now you've worked up an original idea into a fine business. You're a leader in a community. Please explain how you got this remarkable change. He said, really, it was quite simple. I merely learned the magic of believing. I discovered that if you expect the worst, you will get the worst. And if you expect the best, you will get the best. It all happened through actually practicing a verse from the Bible. I asked, what verse is this? Here it is, Mark 9:23. If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. I was brought up in a religious home, is what this guy said. He heard that verse many times, but it never had any effect upon him. One day in church, I heard them emphasize the words and talk, and a flash of insight realized, blah, 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 right? So the verse is, if thou can't believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. So basically what he's saying, man, you just, it's true, right? And this is kind of one of the superpowers that, you know, the reptilians have kind of like deleted from our memory. All you got to do is believe, man. If you believe and you keep going, it happens. But if you believe the worst is going to happen, and they call it self-fulfilling prophecy, blah, 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 it's just your brain. It's your mind. Your mind's a synthesizer. It sends out frequencies. The frequencies you send out affect everything around you. If you sent out a frequency of belief and a frequency of positivity, you're going to affect everyone around you. If you go into work and you're a total douchebag, people are going to be a douchebag to you. If you go into work and you're super positive and you pump people up and you're motivated, just do an experiment one day. Everyone around you is going to catch that vibe and ride that wave with you, right? It's a cool book, man. It's heavily based on Bible and religion because Norman Vincent Peale is a pastor. But if you're not into religion and you're not into that kind of thing, you can still take it in an esoteric sense and use it, power of positivity, power of belief. It's cool. Check it out if you're into it. Great book. Just remember, you are a friggin' synthesizer. You're a biological synthesizer. You're a biological synthesizer. You send out LFOs all day long. People can't hear them. Those are your thoughts. Your thoughts are LFOs. It's your brain on a low frequency oscillation, okay? So when you send a low frequency oscillation, an LFO, into a sound wave, what happens? It affects the sound wave. It makes it wobble. Do you know? You guys know this? So your brain is your LFO, or sorry, your thoughts are your LFO, all right? Your voice is your VCA. Your tongue is your filter. No, your mouth is your filter. Your voice is your VCA. Your brain is your LFO. Or your sub-oscillator, but I think it's LFO. Your brain's your LFO, right? We're biological synthesizers. So when you go out into the world, if you're sending out your thoughts, which are your LFOs, into other people's frequency, you're going to knock them off track. But you can also knock them on track. When you add an LFO or a thought into someone else's sound wave, you can affect them in a positive or a negative light. All right? So you have to be super mindful every time you're out interacting with other biological synthesizers that you want to be in harmony. And if somebody's sending disharmony your way, you have to leave, or you have to send something into their frequency that reharmonizes it. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's cool. So anyways, back to the topic. I got some decisions to make. Can you guys throw in the chat what you guys will think you will be bringing, you will be buying soon? Do you have anything on your gas list? Someone said the other day, they said, and I liked it, and we called it the QE, all right? The K-U-E, the QE. And I thought about it, and when Uncle Jerry sent me a picture of those boxes the other day, he sent me a picture of 2 synthesizers he bought. And I was like, was talking to this guy in the comments, and he was like, oh man, I wish I could have that energy. I wish I could have the same energy. The only time I ever get that feeling is when I do an unboxing. And I was like, oh damn, that's the QE. That's the unboxing energy, the KUB. So I said, man, you got to keep that QE. You got to keep that UE, and we called it QE. So when you're out in regular life, man, you got to feel like every moment is an unboxing. Because you know the vibe you get when that brown, ugly box shows up, and you break out your kitchen knife or your samurai sword, and you start, You start opening it up, and suddenly this ugly brown cardboard box turns into a beautiful box, and you remove the beautiful box inside. And then you open the beautiful box, and as you do it, it gets more and more beautiful. That's the QE, man. That's the unboxing energy. You got to keep that QE. The QE, baby. The QE energy. The Polybrute 12, to me, is... I think it's going to go down as one of the coolest synthesizers ever made. A lot of people hate on the sound, but Kevin Stay told me that it has nothing to do with the chip, the filter, the oscillators. It has to do with how Arturia gain staged the Polybrute and the Polybrute line. He said they gain staged it, and that's what's not giving it the crazy sound, because the oscillators and the filters are amazing, but the gain staging, he said, was done in a way that gives it that sound. Synthpunk's last stand, you gonna get the PB12? Gotta see it to believe it. Gotta see it to believe it. I was thinking the TE-05 with a UBXA desktop. Imagine that. That means you get the 5 voices from the TE-05, and then you get 16 voices of the UBXA. You keep the effects on the TE-05, and then MIDI out and layer the UBXA on top. That would be so friggin' crazy. What's up, Harmonic Sonics? Yeah, it would be absolutely insane. UBXA is utter junk, dude. Listen, you need to get the UBXA to call it junk. You can't call stuff junk until you try it. In the same sense, you can't call stuff awesome until you try it. So I don't think the UBXA is junk. I actually think the UBXA is an absolute engineering marvel in the sense, under the hood, in the sense that they can get that out to people for $700, dude. $700 for 16 analog voices, 8 voices of atrophy, polyphonic aftertouch enabled. You ain't getting that for $700. DeepMind is the best, yeah. I think if you had a DeepMind module desktop and a UBXA desktop, you are in good shape, man. That would be totally insane. I think think about this, Hydrasynth with a UBXA and a DeepMind desktops, that would be a killer combo. And then throw in a TR-8S. I wish Hydrasynth would do a Hydra drum though. That would be amazing. I'm a Behringer bro. Yeah, Hans Volt, give me a topic, man. Hans Volt, give me a topic. Give me a friggin' topic. Hans Volt says he's got a topic to spice up this interaction, so we'll see. Go ahead and hit the like button if you guys don't mind. He's telling me to buy a synth, explore it, and then move on. Yeah, Hans Volt, buy a synth, explore it, and move on. Buy a synth, explore it, and move on. Yeah, so he's using the Synthathoon. He likes the Synthathoon theory of synthesizer journey, where you, for a better term, sleep with as many synthesizers as possible and then leave them in the dust. That's an interesting idea. I know Junkyard Dog, you said a while ago, you're always like less is more. I want to ask you this, and I was going to ask you in a stream. You say less is more. You're trying to help people on their journey in synthesizers, and you bought too many synthesizers, and now you have 3 synthesizers, and you want to try and have people not make the same mistakes you did by acquiring too many synthesizers. My question is, if you didn't go through that journey of acquiring synthesizers, building up a castle or a spaceship, then you wouldn't have experienced all those sounds. You wouldn't have the knowledge base you have now. You wouldn't have the experience and the wisdom of sonic capabilities that you have now. So therefore, if you just bought 3 synthesizers when you were a young man and you only kept those 3 forever, you would be an absolute specialist in the mini boob and the Pro 3, and that's it. So by you telling everybody not to go through the journey of like Hans Volt is the complete opposite theory. Hans Volt is saying get as many as you can, like you did, and that was the journey. I think you're forgetting about the journey, brother. You're forgetting about the joy that came from learn, and you're really poo-pooing all that experience and knowledge you gained from building your spaceship and flying off into space by kind of encouraging people now not to do that. But you're only not saying that now because of what you learned. And if you didn't go through that journey, you would have never learned that. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So I think you need to be a little more grateful and a little more appreciative of the journey that you had. And you need to look at it in a more positive light. Not like you spent a lot of money, not like you wasted a lot of money. Look at it like you had the opportunity and you had the money to be able to acquire so much stuff and get a PhD in synthesizers over time, where now you've basically acquired the only ones that you like anymore, which is the Rev 2, the Pro 3, and the Mini Boob. And now you're going to get the PB12. And I think you should look at the whole thing as positive, not look at it as a mistake, because there's no such thing as mistakes, man. There's learning. There's no mistakes. There's learning, right? That's what I think. So I'm kind of more on Hans Volt's theory, but I don't have the money to do what Hans Volt says is the thing. I don't have the cash to be a synthatute, right? And just put my MIDI cable in every synthesizer on planet Earth. I just don't have the ability to be a synthatute like that. So I've got to be very calculated in which synthesizers I add to my spaceship, because I want them to be special, and I want them to be able to help me, like the Starship Enterprise, warp into new dimensions. Just buy one. I know I gotta buy one, sell it. You know what the problem is, Hans, dude? I don't like putting stuff online. I don't like going to the post office and mailing stuff. I don't like doing any of that crap. Starship Echo Craft. I like it. I like it. I can't wait to see Echo's new studio. Buy one and sell it. I just told you I don't like selling stuff. I hate going to the post office. Everyone's depressed in there. The workers are depressed. The people sending stuff are depressed. I don't think I've ever went to the post office and people are smiling. It's weird. It's always quiet. Why don't they put some music on in there? Why don't they put some music on so the postal workers can actually catch a vibe while they're like checking in the boxes? It's friggin' weird in there. Can't stand it. And then you try to use the Postal Service's internet crap and it never works. So, it's dumb. Can't stand it. So bring in sunshine. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I got, you know what I got? Kate. Katana. Can you bring me the boom box? I got to show you guys something. This is cool. I also bought this on a whim the other day out of my Synth account because I caught a deal. And I thought it would help me enjoy summer a lot more. I'm an impulse buyer, right? So if I want something and it's there for the right price at the right moment, I'll get it. Otherwise, I don't get anything. All right. I bought this the other day. So this is what I'm going to bring to the post office next time. Next time I go in the post office, I'm going to bring this in, and I'm either going to play, what's that song? Ain't nobody bring me down. Ain't nobody stop my shine. Whoa, oh, you got to keep on. I'll either play that one or I'll play Don't Worry, Be Happy. So I bought this the other day. Look at this. This is waterproof. You can put it in your swimming pool. It floats. The sound is absolutely insane. And not only that, look at this. It's what we call a futuristic boombox, baby. So I can walk around with this thing, strapped on, JBL boombox. We call this a futuristic ghetto blaster. Look at this. All right, so I can walk into the post office, shoulder strapped, and be like, "What's up, George? How's your day, man?" And as I walk through the door, he will be like, Oh, whoa. I'm feeling pretty good, Samurai. What are you doing, man? I'm like, I'm just mailing out some crap, dude. What's up? This here, I got it for, I think I got this for 190 bucks on sale. This thing is so awesome. Not only that, it's got, yeah, portable lasers. It's got, it's also a power station. You can charge any of your crap with it. It's got an aux in. Yeah, it's nuts. This thing is nuts. So look on Best Buy. If you can pick one of these up for cheap, highly recommend it. And you can shoulder strap your tunes anywhere you go. It's friggin' awesome. Super sweet. Yeah, Firecracker. I want to do the Lloyd Banks song. I don't know. It's called Fire, I think. Lloyd Banks Fire. Walk in and just, yeah, it's got aux in, dude. So I could actually plug the ambient zero into that. Interesting. It's got, maybe, should I do that right now? I don't know. Yeah, it's got aux in. It's got aux in, Bluetooth. I don't know if you can see it right up. Yeah, aux in. Aux in, charge in and out. So you charge it or you can charge your stuff. And then it's got a USB out, which is for, I don't know what that's for. Yeah, it's a sweet purchase, dude. It made summer so good because I could take it out in the backyard, throw it down, chill. When am I getting into modular? Yeah, Hans Volt, look on Best Buy. They always got them on sale. I got that one on sale. It might have even been an open box. I can't remember. I don't know if it was an open box. No, they had an open box for cheaper, but I just bought it brand new. It's friggin' awesome, dude. It's pumps. Pumps big time. SoundLink. Yeah, I'm not getting into modular yet. I was gonna buy, there's a couple times I almost bought the System 55 by Behringer, but I didn't. I blew it off. Get this a little closer so I can see the chat better. Yeah, so I don't know. I still think I'm leaning towards the TE-05. I think for 1,500 bucks, the TE-05 is a friggin' deal, man. How many other speakers do you consider? 0. I just was on Best Buy. I always click the sale thing. I clicked the sale. I looked at that. I saw it had a shoulder strap. I don't read reviews either. So I just impulsively was like, I catch a good vibe from this one and it's a good price. I got it. Let's go. And I just bought it. And 0 regrets. The only regret I have from an impulse buy is, hold on. What the fuck is that? Yeah. The only impulse buy I have a regret from is this. This was when I was getting the Arturia Mini Freak, this here was, came across my radar, and I was looking at it for a while because I was interested in it, because where I was Dallas, I was like, maybe this can add something to my setup that I don't actually have. And then when I got into the workflow, I was like, oh, this ain't my kind of workflow. This sucks. I hate it. Yeah, I'm getting the TE-05, Gerald. I think I'm going to get the TE-05. I'm leaning towards TE-05. Right now, I'll show you guys again. This is the list. I'm leaning towards Solar 40. Let's go through the negatives. So Jupiter X, I want it, but I can't afford it. Muse, I want it, but I can't afford it. Solar 42, I can afford it, but I don't like the tuning issue, and I feel like I said before, the Solar 42, I would just put, there's no synth like the TE-05. I would just put it, MPC keys 3.0 is amazing. I've been waiting for the 3.0 to come out so I could give this a proper shot, but it's taken too damn long, and I don't have time to be waiting around. Just put it out already, man. Put it out already. Stop with the beta. Let everyone just firmware upgrade as they go. I want the Sigma. I don't want the beta. Anything with beta in it, I'm not interested. I'm not interested with beta. Polybrute 6 is better than the TE-05. I know. So Behringer mixer, I got to get that anyway. So that's going to be purchased very soon. Take 5 is cool. I could get that, but I don't really want to. I'm not really want to dive into the sequential stuff, Dave Smith stuff at the moment. UBXA, I could get it, but no effects, not into it. Mellotron, I really want, but it's a lot of money for just some Mellotron sounds. Yeah, I'd like the PB6 and the TE05. If I had the cash, I would get both. The STVC, Kevin told me that the STVC, Kevin's been with me since the beginning, so he's watched, I think, every jam I've ever done, probably right from the beginning. If you go back and click my videos, click oldest, start at the first song, called Dream. What was it called? Dream something. First song, I can't remember what it was called. Start at the first song. If you listen to all, so he's listened to every one of my jams. So when Kevin tells me, I think this would integrate into your setup, he's telling me because he's watched all the jams and he knows the style, and he's thinking when he watches the jams, oh man, this would add a lot to the spaceship. And he thinks the vocoder and the string machine on the STVC with the freeze function and the ability to manipulate the voice narratives that I do, he thinks that would be an awesome addition. And I kind of agree. So that one's high on the list. I could get that one too. And I could get the Quantum Mark II or Mark 1 for 1,800 bucks. I could probably work someone down. But I got to get rid of this. This is the worst impulse buy I ever made in my life. And I made lemonade with it because I made a bunch of cool videos. Juno X got drums. I know. I like the Juno X. 1,600 bucks. I could get the Juno X. I'll put that on the list. Juno X. I'll tell you what, Echo, if you get the Juno X and you love it, I'll probably get it. Kev's the man. Kevin Stay. Awesome dude. Super helpful. He's helped me a ton with so much stuff. He's yeah, he's a good guy, man. He knows what he's talking about. He's the one who turned me on to the new mixer I'm going to get, and the STVC also. He's always the voice of reason when I'm gassing out, which is cool. He's a deadly samurai. Call him K Samurai. He's got that synth tonight, you know? He's K-Man. He's got that synth tonight. He got that synth kryptonite for my gas. He brings me back to earth sometimes, so that's cool. Monopoly is amazing. Monopoly, yeah, the Monopoly in the spaceship. Yeah, maybe I'll do an episode. I'll do that tonight. I'll do an episode on the Monopoly where I just run it through. The problem I have too is, you got to keep this in mind, is I need to have the studio. I got to think about visual as well. So I also need another camera. I need a top-down camera, and I need a camera that captures the Monopoly area, which I don't have right now. So if I want to zoom, maybe I do have that actually. Ooh. Yeah, that's why I got the P-gas. I got Phantom gas, Hans. I'm Phantom of the Synth Opera, dude. I gas out but never buy, so we call it P-gas. 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 I got the P-gas. Phantom gas. But I will be buying something, bro. And you know, when I buy something, it always suits me. Like when I bought the Sonicware Ambient Zero, I only need to hear that once. And I was like, the price was right. I got Bob Barkered. The price was right. Got Bob Barkered, bought it. Perfect. Love it. Absolutely amazing. You know, one of the best purchases ever. The Sonicware Ambient Zero is one of the best synthesizer purchases I probably made in my whole studio. Easily. Easily. And anybody who doesn't have one, go get one before they stop making them. Or you can pick one up used. I'm also thinking about getting the Texture Lab now because the Ambient Zero is so cool. Like I told you, I'm planning on maybe building a space capsule. Something a little off to the side that's got a more... it's got a different vibe to it, more meditative vibe, where the other one's for blasting off, the space capsule's for getting inside and just low Earth orbit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Lots of cool stuff, man. There's just so much gas. It's just so crazy. You got any other questions before I take off? I gotta go to work for a bit today, make some cheese. The thing about the Juno X and the Jupiter X that I've read is the Jupiter X is amazing. The Jupiter X, if you go watch Mr. Tuna's video, type Mr. Tuna, Juno X, Jupiter X, he does a video with the Juno and the Jupiter, and he basically recreates the Juno on the Jupiter. No problem. Very fast, easy. The problem with the Jupiter X is they really screwed up the interface for ease of use. It's got a little bit of a learning curve. And they put the screen up in the top left, and they got a screen in the bottom. So ergonomically, it's just not, unless you're cockeyed and one of your eyes goes to the left, so you can see this screen and that screen at the same time. I got a friend who's cockeyed. You look at him, one of his eyes goes straight to the left. And you're looking at him, sometimes you're like, bro, you looking at me? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So the Juno X has a way lower learning curve for the interface, and it sounds amazing. And I wonder if you can do the Jupiter X on the Juno X. You probably can. I don't know. The Juno X, because I think you can do it all through the cloud. Can answer me this? I don't know. Echo, you've looked into it. Can you import all of the Jupiter X sounds into the Juno X and just manipulate them with the sliders and all that on the Juno? I don't know. I think the Juno and the Jupiter are cool. I love the Roland X series, and the more and more I look into them, the more and more I'm like, oh, these are genius synthesizers. I know they're digital, and I know people got a problem with that, blah, 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 blah. But sound-wise, Echo sent me a video this morning where it was a Juno 106. I think what's the guy's name? Somebody Bell. What's his name? His name is Bell. Andy Bell or something. He does the Juno X and the Juno 106. You ain't telling the difference, dude. There's no friggin' way you're telling the difference. No way on earth you are telling the difference in the Juno 106 and the Jupiter and the Juno X. You're just not. And if you think you are, you're a dickhead. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. You're not a dickhead. You're just a guy with an opinion that is wrong. I'm from Newfoundland, Canada. Alex Bell, that's who it is. Alex Bell. Cool video. Roland System 8's supposed to be quite good too, yeah. System 8's cool. Can I recommend a cheapish and good reverb? If you want one of the best reverbs out there, I'm telling you, go buy the Polera. Go buy the Digitech Polera pedal. I got it for $89 on, it's called Pitbull Audio or something. I got it $89 on a sale. I think it's probably like 180 bucks. It's probably one of the best reverbs for your money if you want to go through a guitar pedal. Yeah, it's awesome guitar pedal. The Digitech pedals are so awesome. That's what I use on the monopoly. I go in serial, chorus, into a delay, into the reverb, into the mixer. So monopoly, and then the cool thing about it is each of those pedals is stereo. So I go mono in from the monopoly, and then the stereo chorus into the delay, into the reverb, and it sounds freaking awesome. You can put the Jupiter X on the Juno X. All right, Echo, I think you should go for the Juno X, dude. I think you should go for the Juno X. I think you should just buy it today, actually. Buy it tonight. Buy it tonight. Juno X is Zen Core, yeah. So the deal with the Juno X and the Jupiter X, this is what I read on the forums. Could be wrong, could be total speculation, but I think firmware 4.0 and above, or soon, the foundation has been laid through the Zen Core, because everyone was like, oh, why did Roland get rid of the ACB technology for their synthesizers? Because they said the sound was more authentic, and then they went to the Zen Core. what they've got planned is an integration of the ACB and the Zen core from firmware 4.0 or whatever above. They're planning on reintegrating that ABC because they needed the Zen core foundation to build something really, really huge. Roland don't do shit by accident. They plan stuff out. They're Japanese, dude. They you know, come on, man. Are you kidding me? The Japanese and the Chinese, we think 10 days ahead. They think 10,000 years ahead. All right? So they know what they're doing, and they're using the Zen core, and they're going to reintegrate the ACB sound tech that everybody loved back into it. So it's going to be nuts. I'm wondering what another X synthesizer they're going to come out with. What other X can they add in the series? They got the Jupiter X, Juno X. Do not get the Juno X. Hold out for the Jupiter. Jupiter X can do so much more. I don't know about that. I don't know if it can do so much more. Ooh. I think the duck downstairs. Just hear the duck. Yeah. If you think digital synthesizers are not as good, go buy a Hydrasynth and blow your mind. Hydrasynth will blow your mind. And if you get it and like, oh, this sounds sterile and digital, go buy a couple sound packs from, who's the guy? It's either Synth King or Synths Forever or, who is it? I can't remember his name, but type in vintage Hydrasynth sound bank. It'll blow you mind. The controls on the Jupiter X are so much more. The thing about it is, synth punk, me and Echo have a similar style in the sense that we improvisationally jam with many synthesizers around us, where you are a sound designer, you're a synthesizer. You like taking a synthesizer and creating patches and really diving in. It's a totally different game. So sometimes having way more controls on a synthesizer is not necessarily positive. If the Juno X is easier during an improvisational jam to manipulate the sounds because the interface is so much simpler, it's more of a positive in the spaceship than having more controls. I don't know if that makes sense. Don't do it. Juno X sounds bad. I don't think Juno X does not sound bad, dude. How does the Juno X... Okay, I agree, Junkyard. The Jupiter X is way sexier than the Juno X. It's true. The Juno X is like a woman in a pantsuit. The Jupiter X is like a woman in a bikini, you know? Jupiter X is a woman in a pantsuit, still sexy. Jupiter X is a woman in a bikini, super sexy. That's the difference. Juno X does not sound bad. It sounds amazing, and it sounds identical to the Juno 106. Identical. Some people think it even sounds better. The Jupiter X sounds identical too. You can't tell it different. The only way, if you had a Jupiter X and a Jupiter 8 and you were like, oh, the Juno X doesn't sound the same as the Jupiter 8, it's because you haven't dialed them both in properly. Yeah, the Juno X got blue hair. Yeah, Juno X is like a blue-haired, semi-goth punk rocker. The Jupiter X is like a high-class dime piece. Yeah. Twin Cities Oxygen, I think you've been overruled on that. The Juno X sounds deadly, dude. It sounds awesome. You ain't going to convince nobody that the friggin' Juno X sounds crap. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. The Jupiter X and the Muse got, I feel like they would be too, if I had the money right now, I would just buy the Jupiter X and the Moog Muse. And I'd be done forever. The Juno X sounds better, dude. Oh, this is the problem. Like, Roland designed the Juno X. Roland designed the Juno 106. Roland made it sound exactly the same, maybe better, and have way more functionality. So you can say what you want. You can go get an old car and be like, this old car is better than the new car of the version. It's just not. It just isn't. All right? Old cars look cooler sometimes, but if I was to take an old, say I took an old Trans Am Firebird, black with gold eagle on the front. If I took that back in the day and put it out in the driveway, and then I went to Elon Musk and I said, dude, take this frame, throw the Tesla guts in this thing, and put the frame brand new, made of carbon fiber, put the gold eagle on the front, load the interior with the highest tech, and throw the engine in there, it would blow the old Trans Am away. And throw something on the muffler that gives it that roar, it would blow it away. I think Elon Musk should make a company called Clones, where he sells a package where you can take your Tesla and bring it into the Tesla shop, and you can buy 1, 2, or 3 shells to put on top. So you bring your Tesla in, you say, I want the Trans Am Firebird shell. He brings it in, you remove the shell, you put on a Trans Am shell. You bring it in, you remove the shell, you put on a Corvette. So you can buy packages where you replace the shell and call it Tesla Clones. I think it would be awesome. Cool. You could pick any car. They do models, right? This year we're doing these models. You can do the Trans Am model. You can do the Mustang model. You can do old school Volkswagen station wagon model. And they'll just put the shell right on top, bolt it in. But the guts are all the Tesla motor. I think it would be awesome. Yeah, go ahead and like that video if you're interested. I got to take off now anyways, but my budget is $19.50. I got to sell this MPC right here. It's going online. I'll probably put it up Sunday night, hopefully, if I don't get too lazy. And then tomorrow, maybe, I don't know. Katana wants me to, if I'm going to do the Synthathon, the 12-hour stream, she wants me to promote it more. She thinks it'd be smarter. What do you guys think? If I'm going to do a 12-hour stream, should I post it to be like 12-hour stream next weekend? Or should I just say screw it and do it tomorrow? I need to know what you guys think about that, because you guys are probably the only people that'll come watch it. So why not ask you what the best thing to do is? If I'm going to do a 12-hour Synthathon, jams, promote it. All right, we got one for promote it. Jams, callers, synth news for 12 hours straight. Should I promote it or should I just go for it? Promote it. 2 for promote it. All right. Promote it. I hate promoting stuff. Just do it. All right, Echo. Echo's on my vibe. Just do it, man. Just do it. I think I might just do it. I don't know. I have tomorrow off. It's Sunday, man. If I do it from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., you pop in anytime. You know, you pop in for an hour in the morning, screw off, go about whatever you do in the day, pop in the evening, pop in midday, stick around for the whole thing. You know, rough rider, ride the whole way. Get your boys across, promote, Noir, Synth Punk, Echo. Could do that. That'd be cool. Exactly right, of course. Blah, blah, blah. Tell Sonic State. I don't know. I don't think Sonic State likes me anymore. I don't think they like me anymore. I think the Synth Mafia got together and they basically said, don't say Synth Samurai's name anymore. That's what I think. It's sad because I love all them. Synth Mafia is a joke, but I think they got together and was like, just don't say Synth Samurai's name. If he's in the comments, don't mention him. If he's, you know, just, they dead named me. I even heard, I think it was on Pro Synth Network the other day, one of the guys was like, oh, who's in the chat? Blah, 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 blah. And since, not going to say it. I was like, that's hilarious. But I say, Go, if you guys haven't seen those channels, check out Pro Synth Network, check out Sonic State's channel, check out Starsky. I'm sure you know all the boys. Check out everybody. I love all those channels. They're awesome. I watch every single one of them all the time. You know, I'm a voracious consumer of synth content from all the Synth Renegades plus all the Synth Mafia. Yeah, I'm going to do it with a call in. That's why I said go to all the live streams and always just hashtag Synth Renegades in there. Or Synth Seichel, because that's the code. No, I don't know if they did that, Harmonix. I don't know if they did that. I just noticed because before, when I would pop into the live streams, the bars would be like, I'd ask a question, sometimes they answer. They'd be like, oh, what's up, Synth Samurai's here, blah, 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 blah. You know, yeah, what's up, my brother's in the chat. What's happening, Maddie, baby? Can't wait for you to come back. And then it kind of just silenced me. I know that Weaver Beats and what's that dude's name? Audio Pills or Bad Gear, whatever it was. I know the boys went and ripped off my Uli's bubble bath, Uli's sonic bubble bath joke, and they didn't even give me credit. So they pulled like who's that comedian, Menendez or whatever his name is, who's a joke stealer. They went and did the joke stealer, you know. So if you're gonna take the joke, at least say, oh, Synth Samurai, the friggin' Uli's bubble bath of dreams or whatever. Instead, they just do the joke and basically laughed about it. But you know what to say. What is it? First they ridicule, then they laugh, then they hate, then they love or whatever. I can't remember the expression. Does anybody know the expression? First they ridicule you, then they laugh at you. Maybe that's the same thing. Then they defame you, then they love you. Something like that. Yeah, the Barbinger. Ooh, when I played that character of like the, you know, the hardcore America-loving Behringer bro, and all the Weaver Beavers went mental, then you win, yeah. What's the actual expression? What's the expression? What's the full expression? First they laugh, then they ridicule. Yeah, I can't, what's the full expression? I got to get an iPad like Synth Punk got where you can show stuff. I think that's a really lo-fi cool way of doing these streams where you can pull stuff up like you've got a separate screen. I love you guys. You guys are the best. So today, it's been a slow news week. I hope some stuff comes out from KnobCon so I can check out KnobCon. I'd love to do an interview with Weaver. I'll hit him up, see what he wants to do. I think he's cool. He's hilarious. He's a synth renegade, man. He goes against the grain. I love it. It's just his, no, one sec. Then they laugh at you, then they ridicule, then you win. Something like that, yeah. Weaver debate, Behringer Weaver debate. I'll go full patriot Behringer bro on his stream. I think that'd be hilarious. It's so funny how people didn't see that was just like total kayfabe WWE character. Yeah, Carlos Mencia. Friggin' Audio Pills and Beaver Wheats Carlos Mencia'd me, man. They stole my joke. And then they both like bantered it. And I think they used it as the highlight of the whole friggin' interview. And they didn't even give me credit. So I had to put the Destiny's Child's lyrics in there. Say my name, say my name. I know you talk about me if you ever love me. Say my name, say my name. Since Samurai loves you, can't think up above you. Yeah, they treated me like Roger Dangerfield, Roger Syntherfield. They Roger Syntherfield me. Dead named me. Crazy. Can't believe it. Weaver, I love you. Audio Pills, I love you. What's up, Vingo? Yeah. Catch a stream, man. We'll catch it. So I got some votes for promoting it. I might just promote it today and do it tomorrow. We'll see. Because guess what? You guys, all you legends, and you're all amazing. You guys are the ones who tune into the streams anyways. If I do the 12-hour Synthathon, I'll put the little timer that shows how long we've been going. I think I would, because in my mind, I would love to do a 12-hour immersive jam session where I get back in and just let it rip. Because I think I'll come up with some cool stories in there. Yeah, so Behringer Bros, Digidogs, Echo Crafters, Synth Punks, baby, all you legends out there, Sonic Staters. Nick Bat, I love you, man. If you ever want to come on and do a go live together, dude, you're doing interviews with everybody. If you ever want to come on and do one, me and you shoot the breeze, talk about how gross Carlsberg beer is, I'm into it. Yeah, my battery's dying. I got to go. All right, 19%. I'm still live, yeah, but I got to go. This is a long stream today, man. 109 minutes, 39 seconds. So getting rid of this. I got $1,950. You guys have a great weekend. I'll probably be back. We'll catch up later on. And all you guys, say goodbye to Synth Cruise, the star of the MPC horror series. Will be going up online, and I guess in the description I'll write that this is the only MPC ever to be featured in a blockbuster series called The Haunting of the MPC. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Mahatma Gandhi. We'll call it Synth Mahat Synthi. Mahatma Synthi. All right, take it easy. Salute.